Hey y'all, this is your girl Takaya Love, and I'm not gonna be very long. I was just sitting up here reading this First Corinthians chapter 13, literally sitting in my bed right now, and it's like almost 1 o'clock in the morning, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about this love topic and subject again. I know I kind of talked just about, your standards and different things like that. And I didn't want to dive so much deep into that today, but I did want to give you guys just a few points, a few things that I was thinking about as I was sitting here. I don't have any notes or anything. So if I'm, kind of a little bit, jumping from one thing to the other, just bear with me. It's going to all make sense in the end. So I just wanted to read you guys this 1 Corinthians 13, verse 4 through 8. Love suffers long and is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not parade itself, is not puffed up, does not behave rudely, does not seek its own, is not provoked, thinks no evil, does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth, bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails. As I was reading this earlier, and of course we have this whole thing going on with this woman. I have a friend that sent me the video. I still haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna watch it as soon as I get done with this, so I can know what everybody has been talking about the Cheesecake Factory incident. And I'm so over that. Like, my mind, I can only contain low level type of thinking and stupidity for only so long, like literally a few minutes, and I'm pretty much over it. Like I can't just, like when you've come up, and this is not like a prideful thing or anything, but when you've just come up in your thinking and your life and just the way that you live, it's just certain things that you just mentally, it's like I get fatigued when I try to come down and try to understand the mindsets. Even some of the comments I was reading just on Twitter, and just like, oh my God, I had to get off of Twitter last night because it's just so foolish. Like it's just so foolish. But today when I was praying to the Lord, and I was like, Lord, what do you want, me to study on? And the crazy thing is, He gave me 1 Corinthians chapter 13, the chapter about love, a couple nights ago. And when I looked at it, I was like, I don't want to read that about no love suffering long. He gave that to me for my own personal thing, journey and thing that I'm going through. And I didn't want to read it. So today I literally just flipped open a different Bible. Look, I got Bibles all over the house. And I just flipped open a different Bible that was in the living room, and it landed on 1 Corinthians 13. And I'm like, okay, God, so this is you. You really want me, to read this, to suffer long, to be kind. You know what I'm saying? Like, battling this thing. But no, for real, though, all jokes aside. So as I was sitting here reading this, and I thought about the cheesecake incident, the Cheesecake Factory incident, and the lady, and like I said, I still haven't seen the video, but I just want to get to my point. And this is what I have to say. I feel like this generation, so many people, I won't say the whole generation because I'm a part of it, and there are some of us who have wisdom, there are some of us that want deeper things, but the majority, it's like 60-70% of this generation is so selfish. And when you look back at 1 Corinthians 13, one of the things that it says about love is that it does not seek its own. And so many times in this generation, you just have, men coming to women for certain things, women coming to men for certain things, both parties trying to use the other and take from another, taking from him, he's taking from you, you taking his money, he's taking your sex and your sexual organs. And you just got all of this crazy stuff going on, and none of it is love. It's not the original design, that it's not the reason why God created love. And it's just such a sad thing, because I don't think that this generation understands. Oh my God, I feel the Holy Spirit. I don't think that this generation understands the power of real agape and eros love, when it's merged together, when it's godly, when it's holy, and you got that romantic part thrown in there, and God is in it, and he's ordained it, and he has it for you, and it's beautiful, and it's deep, and it's something that you've never had before. And you can be free, and you can be yourself, and you can be naked, and you can be respected, and you can be loved without this person running away at the first sign of trouble. I don't think that people understand what 1 Corinthians 13 is talking about. It's not puffed up. When you really, really love God's way, you come to give. You come to be kind. You come to pour out. It's not always about receiving. And what can this person do for me? And I'm not going to do this until he does that. I'm not going to treat her like this until she do. Like, it's the games, the foolishness, the mentality that this generation has. It's sometimes it's so draining that, like I said, I can't comprehend most of it because it's so low level thinking. It feels like it kills brain cells for me to come to that level and think that way. And I don't want to offend anybody, but I'm just telling y'all, just when you are in God, and you are in a place of healing, and you're healing from your wounds and have healed from most of them. You got a couple things, look, I got a couple things left, still working on. We're always going to have something, small or whatever to work on. But you've done the healing process. You've forgiven. You're moving toward God. You're moving towards the things of the Spirit. You're ready for realness. You're ready for something more. Even in my relationship with God, I'm constantly seeking. I'm constantly chasing after him. It's just you don't have time for anything that's not meeting me where I am. And where I am as a woman of God is in the garden. I'm in the Garden of Eden. I'm with God. And anything or anyone or any man that tries to come into my life and pull me out of that garden is going to be mistaken. And God won't even allow it. God will put up a block so fast and buddy will be out. And I said all that to say this. There are certain things, experiences, a certain essence and presence of God that you're only gonna get in the Holy of Holies. It reminds me of the courts of heaven. It's like back in the day, back in the Bible times, when they had the temple and they had the Holy of Holies, they had the inner court, and then they had the outer court. And if someone from the outer court or priest or whatever was not clean, if he went into the Holy of Holies any kind of way, he would be killed. God would kill him himself. And they used to have to tie a rope around this man, his waist or his foot. I can't remember which one. And if he dropped dead, they would have to pull the rope and drag him out because they couldn't go in there any kind of way, or they would be killed themselves. Nevertheless, there were experiences. There were things that happened in the Holy of Holies, and it's still happening today. Thank God. We don't have to wait once a year to go into the presence of God, to go to the Holy of Holies, to meet him, to see him. We can meet him in our rooms. We can meet him in our beds. We can meet him wherever we are. And I don't want to get off topic, but at the same time, this kind of all fits together. There are certain experiences that I have with God, y'all, in my room, even now, just how I feel his presence as I'm talking. There are certain experiences that you're only gonna get in the Holy of Holies. You're not gonna get it in the inner court. You're close to the Holy of Holies, but you're still not there yet. You're not gonna get it, definitely not gonna get it in the outer court. You outside the building. And as that pertains to love, I feel like this generation is just a taking generation. Nobody wants to give. Nobody wants to put their heart out there. Nobody wants to believe. The Bible says that love believes all things, hopes all things. Nobody wants to hope in it anymore. Nobody wants to believe in it anymore. Everybody's thinking, what do you want me for? What does she want me for? What does he want me for? You coming to play game? You coming to take from me? You just want me for my money. You just want me for my sex. Like nobody even believes in it anymore. And then we wonder why we have a generation that is so foolish. You know, you believe the worst about people before you even meet them. And I sometimes have been guilty of that too. But we have to believe. We have to hope. Now, I'm not talking about a person who's showing you foolishness and you steady going on and believing it. No, that's not what I'm talking about, ladies. So please, I'm not signing off on it. No, ma'am. Once a man shows you, he comes into your life and is dating and y'all talking and it's foolishness after foolishness, test after test, trial after trial. And you know that you don't feel God's presence. God ain't telling you to stay in this. No, ma'am. Walk away. That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm saying people are coming with skepticism glasses on. They're coming with wounds from the past relationship. They're coming with all of this. The last girl did me, so you just want the same thing. Yeah, they're coming with all of these things. And they can't even see. I saw a post by Prophetess Tiffany Montgomery today. Believe the green flags too. They can't even see the green flags because they're so busy trying to find red. They can't even see. You know what I'm saying? Man, this person love God. Man, this person authentic. Man, this person real. Man, this person really a be, you know what I'm saying, what I need. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't, everybody is so not hopeful in love. They're so wanting to get what they can get without giving anything. They want the holy of holy experiences with the outer court energy. Whoo, that'll preach there. This generation, when it comes to love, wants the holy of holies experiences with outer court energy and effort. And that's truly sad. It's sad because just like I was telling you, there are things as you go deeper into God, there are things that you can only experience in the secret place. The visitations I haven't asked for. I just pursue God. I don't ask for him to pop up in my room like he's done several times, probably about 7 times now. I haven't asked to see Jesus. He just comes whenever, you know. I haven't asked for him to take me up to heaven. And I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you, I've been to heaven twice. I haven't asked him to do that. He's done it. I just come after him. I just love him. I just try my best to obey everything that he's telling me. That's effort. That's showing God, I'm coming after you, God. When it hurts, I'm coming after you. When it doesn't feel good, I'm coming after you. When I don't understand the way that you're leading me, I'm coming after you. And that makes for an excellent wife, an excellent spouse. You can literally project how a person is going to be in the marriage with the way that they treat God. They treating him like a Santa Claus. Like, if you don't give me this, then I'm out. Or they like, man, God, this hard, but I'm going to keep going. Man, God don't understand, but I'm going to keep pushing. That's how a person is going to be in a marriage. You can tell. Nevertheless, love is not seeking its own. And I feel like this generation, everybody is seeking their own. What can I take from you? What can I get from you? What can I get? You know what I'm saying? They really just need to make a site called Takers R Us. Like Toys R Us. Takers R Us. Where all the takers can make y'all profiles. Y'all can go online. You can pay for sex. She'll give it to you. She'll take your money. Y'all just take. Ain't nobody giving to each other. Everybody walking around empty. Everybody walking around with outer court energy. Taking. Nobody's getting anywhere. Nobody's developing. Nobody's building a legacy. Nobody's doing anything together. Just taking. Takers R Us. I'm gonna shoot that idea to Tom over Facebook. Whatever his name is. I'm gonna shoot him that idea. Cause he need to get that going. Takers R Us for all the takers. Because when I read the comments, the thing that disgusted me the most was seeing women want to get this off top, this from a man, this da-da-da-da-da-da. And then a man wanted to take, this, I got to see and da-da-da. What's wrong with me taking her to Netflix for the first date? That's so disrespectful. Like I said, my mind, I can't even comprehend it. I can't even. For a man that should be courting you, a man that should be protecting your purity, a man that should be saying, you know what I'm saying? Hey, this is somebody I'm trying to court, not date. That's 2 totally different things. I'm trying to court to see if this is going to be a wife, you know? But sometimes the women, their respect is not up there. And that's why that happens too. So I can't put everything on the men. Women, you are a part of it as well. Honestly, you're a big part of it. Because like I was telling you guys in the video that I did the other day about the list that I saw, I attracted both of those men. Ladies, you're going to attract good men and you're going to attract foolish men. But the choice is yours to decide what you are going to allow. Hello? It's up to you. They say you attract what you are. That's not always true. I'm a high class woman, a godly, God-fearing woman, serving, loving. Baby, what you need, I got you. You need me to pray for you? I got you. You hungry? Come over here. I got you some food. Now, you're not going to be able to take advantage of that because I have a certain amount of meals that I'm cooking in the courtship. 3 meals and your card getting checked off. You out, buddy. You want any more meals? You got to put a ring on it. I do that now to protect myself. Because there was a time when you're just giving, cooking 4 or 5 meals a week. And I did that. Yes, I did. Foolishly. Went to a man's house every day just to cook for him and his mom. Foolish. But see, those were lessons that I had to learn. So now it's 3 meals and you're out. That's it. 3 meals. That's all I got in me. So if you want more, you got to put a ring on it. But at the end of the day, no matter how good of a woman I am, there's still going to be men attracted to you who are not on the same level as you mentally, spiritually, or emotionally. But that's my decision to entertain it. And that is the responsibility that most women don't want to take. They don't want to say, he told me he didn't want a relationship. He told me he wasn't finna marry me. He told me this was just a booty call. And I kept on going. I thought that I could change him with sex. I thought that I could change him with gassing him up, giving a couple compliments. I thought he was going to fall for the manipulation. He didn't. And now I'm mad. But at the end of the day, brother man told you. So at some point, you have to take responsibility as well. Just because you attract a man doesn't mean you have to entertain him. That's where the responsibility come in. Okay, I attracted him. Okay, he took me out on this date. The next date, he said he left his wallet. So I know, no ma'am, I'm not doing this ever again. Block. But I gave him an opportunity. And another thing, you have to love yourself enough to be okay with being alone. Because when you don't love yourself, when you're not okay with being alone, what happens is you will accept any kind of effort, any kind of energy just to say that you have a man over somebody else. At least I got a man. He may be cheating and running with 3, 4 women during the week, other women. Keisha on Sunday, Tyranny on Friday, Jessica on Saturday, but he come to me on Monday, so I'm good. At least I got a man. And y'all sit up and point fingers at the women like me who are abstinent, who's waiting to marriage, who doesn't have, someone right now. And y'all want to judge. And you sit up and you laugh, but you're the one getting played. And I'm happy over here in God. Because I'm secure. And this, to the fellas, this is not a prideful thing. My boundaries only scare away 2 types of men. It scares away men that tries to come into my life to use me. And it scares away men who cannot afford me. That's it. That's what boundaries are for. And the same goes as with the man. If he says, man, I want a wife that's loving, that's respectful, that's kind, that's doing these things, that's going to support me, that's going to pray for me, that's going to be there for me. And this woman is coming with some, boo, you got to pay my bill, and acting ignorant at the top. Then he know, nah, I ain't finna do this. This out. That's up to him to entertain that. Hello? But anyway, this is what the Lord has put on my heart to say. You cannot desire a holy of holies type of love, even with him, and you're only willing to give outer court energy and effort. It's just not going to happen. God is saying, I see the heart. I see the effort. I see how you turn over and watch Netflix 30 hours in a week and you only talk to me for 30 seconds. The experiences are not going to be the same. So stop trying to expect it to be the same. And like I said, as this pertains to love, it's the same. But in all honesty, y'all, I just think people should get what they can afford, what their energy can afford, what their effort can afford. Love is not a hard thing. But what makes it hard is when you have someone who's in the Holy of Holies, as far as just pretty much my whole life, and you have someone in the outer court and they're trying to drag me out of it, then that is where confusion, that is where the problems come in. That is where it doesn't fit. That is where I'm mad at you, you're mad at me, things don't make sense, we're not clicking. And that's because you have two people going two opposite separate ways. And for me, I'm just going to walk away. It just doesn't fit. And honestly, I feel that, people should know what they're getting into. Am I going to really put forth the effort that it takes to be, I'm just using me for an example because I can't think of nobody. Am I going to put forth the effort that it takes to be with this woman, to be with Takiyah? Am I really? If I'm not, let me just leave her where she at. And I think that we just need to leave people's hearts, their souls, their minds, their bodies, everything alone if you know that you're not coming in deep. It's just that simple. You're trying to come into an ocean, but you're drowning in 2 feet pool of water. And just like the Lord killed people back in the day for coming into the Holy of Holies any kind of way. I remember the 2 sons of, was that Eli? He killed for barging up in there thinking that they were finna come and they died or something, coming in there foolishly, lifting up strange fire. I think that when somebody puts up a hand and they say, nah, baby, you can't, you're not ready for this. You can't come any further. You have to stay over there. You need to be processed more. God needs to work on you more. That's love. Because instead of going further, I remember I had a man years ago. This guy had his own business, different things like that. I talked about this man as well. Like I said, y'all, it's been a couple men, high quality men that I have got a chance to date. And I learned something from each one of them. But I remember this particular man telling me, when I told him that I was abstaining until marriage, I remember him telling me, hey, Takiyah, I love everything about you but this sex thing. But because I respect you and I honor you, I gotta let you go. And you may have thought, oh, I'm gonna go cry, I'm gonna be mad. To this day, that's why him and the other guy I was telling you guys about, they have so much respect from me because of that. But not trying to come in and bring me down. Not trying to come in and force that outer court energy on me. You know what I'm saying? They have so much respect from me because of their honesty. He didn't try to pretend. He didn't try to keep dating and knock my walls down with every date and persuade me to give it up. Like he's like, man, I respect you so much. Girl, I like everything about you but this. But he respected me enough to let me go and to tell me that. And I, in turn, respected him. So at the end of the day, y'all, you got to get the level of love that you're comfortable with. I remember dating a guy. Y'all, I've dated quite a few. Look, I be picking people up like an orange. This ain't what I want, baby. You getting put back down. Hello? That's how you supposed to date. But anyway, I remember talking to this guy, and we literally had a heart-to-heart conversation. We had only been dating for like a few weeks, maybe like 5 weeks. Actually, this is the guy I was telling you guys about that I had came over his house and was cooking. This is the same one, cooking for his mom 4 and 5 days a week. And I remember just pouring into him, just loving him, just doing different things and just buying him gifts. And he had a daughter and different things. And I didn't even want a man with a child. And I was like, you know what? I'll try it for you. You know what I'm saying? But never again. But, you know, to make a long story short, I remember us sitting down having a conversation one day, and this man looked at me and said, Takiyah, you are too much for me. And I was flabbergasted when he said that because, you know, you've always heard people say like, man, he said I wasn't enough for him. But this man said, nah, you're too much. And what he was saying was, I'm not willing to come up to where I'm not willing to come in the Holy of Holies, to make a long story short. I still want to do my thing. I still want to give bare minimum. I ain't for all this deep stuff. You asking about my childhood. You asking about wounds. You trying to pray for me, do all this. You cooking for me like you a wife. This too much for me. Now, the sad thing was a couple months later, this man came back knocking on the door. Knock, knock, knock. and the door was shut permanently. I don't backtrack. That's just not me. You don't get to leave and go out into the world and see that you can't find another Takaya and decide to come back. Just because you want to come back does not mean that I have to offer you re-entry. That's it. Because by the time you try to come back, guess what? I've grown even more. You're supposed to evolve. You're supposed to grow, you know? We're supposed to do that. But that just comes with the territory. Like I said, ladies, that just comes with knowing what you're worth. So if you think that, and this is, like I said, I don't want to, it's not about the money, y'all. It's not about, I know I was laughing, talking about a millionaire and all that stuff. And, you know, it's in that last video because that just kind of caught me off guard. I just did a video right now. But as I've gotten in God and I'm looking at these scriptures of what love is, and it's just not adding up. But if you are okay with the guy taking you to Dunkin' Donuts, to taking you to the 4 for 4 at Wendy's, then baby girl, by all means, let him do it. Let him Netflix and chill. Y'all go sleep together on the first date, and he never talk to you again and have you on block before the date is over. Roll over and ask you when you finna leave. That's your prerogative. I cannot force people to have values. I cannot force people to come up. I can only say what I won't do. And just like I was saying, it's not about the money. It's about the effort, period. Do y'all know, for me to make, let me just a quick meal, fried chicken, greens, candy yams, cornbread, macaroni and cheese, okay, banana pudding or butter cake, pound cake for dessert, whatever. Strawberry lemonade, peach tea, homemade. Everything I make is from scratch. Do y'all know that meal that I just named will cost about $100? $85 to $100. Macaroni and cheese, a pan of macaroni, cost me $17 because I buy 3 different types of cheeses. Quality. I care. I want to see his face when he bite into the food. Amen. Look, I look spoiling him, baby. Let me kick your feet up. Let me put this napkin in your lap, baby. I got you. That's the kind of woman that I am. But that doesn't go to any kind of man. And I remember even just recently I was being prophesied to, and this woman said, oh, baby, God said you can't have no anybody. God was like, baby, I'm blocking some of that. Like, you can't have no anybody. I already know that. I already know it. God's not even going to allow it. But that kind of effort doesn't go to just anybody. That's for a king. I'm a queen. End of story. But if somebody is not there yet, that's okay. But what a person is not going to do is take me out of the Holy of Holies and drag me into the outer court just because they don't want to go deeper, just because they have doubt, just because they have fears, just because they're afraid. I'm afraid too, but I'm still coming forward. Even in the things of God, y'all, like I was just saying. When you get in a relationship, love is scary. It sometimes can be scary. You don't know exactly what you're going to get. Lord, are they going to treat me? Lord, is my heart going to be protected? I ask myself this, oh, Father, please, if this is not, just let me know now. Don't let me get hurt. I say these things now because you don't want to be hurt. I get it. None of us want to be hurt, but that's a chance that you take when you're diving into love. But if you got God in it, that is what you're looking for, because anything else is never going to satisfy you anyway. You can have 10 different women and it'll never measure up to the one that you were supposed to have in God. You can have 10 different men, one paying your bills, one bringing you food, ladies, you know how you do, and it'll never measure up to the godly man that God ordained for you to marry. And you still be walking around empty, still be walking around halfway in your purpose, but you didn't have that Adam to speak to you and say, you are woman, you are my rib, you are this, you are that, you bone of my bone, girl, you flesh of my, like looking at you, speaking life into you. You didn't have that. You never came into that full potential. You got somewhat there, but some missing. God called you to be over here and you over here doing your thing because that's just hot girl summer, just doing this, popping like it like it. You're doing all, popping like it like it. You're doing all that. And I don't want to be longer than what I have been. But y'all, at the end of the day, like the Bible says, love, it's not, genuine love is not deceiving. It's not betrayal. It's not fake. It's not causing somebody harm or making a person feel insignificant. It acts like a bomb. It soothes your concerns and fears. The Bible says that love conquers fear. Even if you come in with it, it conquers it. True love uplifts a person. It's cherishing. It offers a safe haven for you. And there, in that holy of holy place with that person, you're going to find comfort. You're going to find understanding, a place where you can be vulnerable, a place where you're respected and your strengths are celebrated and your weaknesses are prayed for, as well as your flaws. It's a bond that grows with trust and nurtures with kindness and love. And you're both flourishing together. You're feeling valued and cherished every step of the way. But you got to want that. And like I said, they just need to make a site, Takers R Us. And the takers just need to get on there and leave the givers, and the people who really want God in their love life, who really want, they need to leave us alone, you know? And that's just it. It's no hard feelings. That's okay. We're just not in the same place. We just didn't fit. And every delay, every rejection, God turns it around for our good. But like I said, ladies, you have got to be okay with being alone. Because if you're not, you'll settle for Netflix. You'll settle for 4 for $4 at Wendy's, a burrito at Chipotle for a first date. And I'm going to get off of that. But like I said, it's so crazy, because if I was to tell a man, baby, I got you, and I'm finna cook something for you, come on over here, I got you tonight, for a dinner date that I say I'm gonna host at my place, and he gets over here and I got crackers, tuna, and ramen noodles, 3 for $1 that you can get for $1. Eat up. And then I'm looking at him crazy. He will talk about me, y'all, and clown me and tell he'll go down his phone list calling every friend, every guy friend he got to clown me to heaven, to Jesus come back. So we got to stop. If you have a price, and like I said, it's not about money. If you know the type of effort, if you know the type of love that you have to give, like I said, I do. And I know that this person cannot afford it with the love, the effort, and the attention that they're giving me. You simply pack up your grip, pack up your emotions, and you move on. And you wait for God to give you a man that can. And it's that simple. It's no hard feelings on either party. But the problem comes in when you try to force it. Once you see it, you acknowledge it. Now, I still haven't watched this foolish video, y'all. I'm going to watch it tonight, like I said, when I get off of here. But anyway, long story short, love is so much deeper. But y'all have got to get in God even to understand it, because He is love. How you try to get into a relationship without God, you're going to get used. You're going to get abused, because you don't have God to tell you the purpose for it. And when the purpose of a thing is not known, then abuse is inevitable. Do y'all hear me? When the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. Why am I with you? Why are you here? You don't even fit my collar. You don't even fit my dad. They're gonna abuse you. You don't fit. But oh my God, like Adam saw Eve, when I see what I want, and the same thing for the women, when his eyes open up for me and he see I'm his rib and we clicking, there won't be any abuse, because it's gonna make sense. It's gonna click, and you won't have to force it. And even if you got problems, it's life. You're going to be able to get through it with God, because God is in it. But y'all cannot get love without God, because God shows you how to love. He shows you how to be kind. He shows you how to bite your tongue. He shows you when, Takaya, you talking too much. Like the video I just did. Look, he shows you when you need to shut up. He shows you how you need to speak to somebody, how you need to honor. But if you don't have God, you have the Holy Ghost, your love is faulty anyway. It's selfish anyway. It's self-seeking anyway, because it's not rooted in the maker of love. And y'all, I didn't mean to get on here and do a whole little podcast about love and relationships, but I just wanted to say, y'all, love is a beautiful thing. It's beautiful. But you gotta have God in it. You gotta know what you're worth. And you gotta be okay with being alone. And you gotta stand by that cost, that price, whatever is over your head, whatever price tag you got, whatever amount of effort you know you want, before you let your guard down. You got to be able to stand and be proud in your effort, even if it takes somebody 10 years to find you. For me, it's been 10 years, y'all. Suffering, crying, practicing abstinence. 10 years. And some nights I feel like I'm gonna crack, like I'm finna lose it. But God is faithful to sustain me. And not only that, I'm not settling. Don't matter how long. It's just not gonna happen. And it doesn't matter with who it is. It's not gonna happen. They have to be ready to go into the Holy of Holies with me because I am. And that's just the end of the story. But y'all, I pray that this video blessed you. Please share with others. Y'all, be on the lookout. The podcast is coming back in November. So we're like a few days away. It's going to be awesome. So y'all just stay tuned for the podcast. We're going to dive into this second season and the first episode. I already got it. Y'all, it's coming out the first week in November or the second week. I can't remember. I have to look at my calendar. But I think it's the first next Friday. Wait a minute. I think this next Friday. But anyway, I love y'all. I love y'all, love y'all, love y'all so much. And I'm gonna post this video on IG, and like I said, I know they only do 15 minutes, so you'll have to come and watch the rest on YouTube. But I love y'all. The podcast is coming back in November, so be on the lookout for that. It's gonna be amazing. The book about the husbands is coming out soon, so y'all just be watching the Godly Chick page, and y'all, it's gonna be amazing. But ladies and men both, do not settle. Continue to wait on the Lord and know that every wait has a word. It's going to be worth it in the end, but don't settle. Don't give your pearls to swine. And, you know, stay in God and let him teach you how to love so that you can be ready for the person that he has for you in due time. All right. I love you guys. Bye.